March the 1st, 2019. Guys, you are looking at an article. This came out of Peru this morning, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. It says an earthquake with a magnitude 7.0 struck southeastern Peru on Friday, but there were no immediate reports of injuries or damage. I saw one quick cell phone video of people kind of running around the street. One area was told to evacuate, but then that was called off, and it was on shore, so there would be no tsunami effects. It hit in the Andes region, and it's sparsely populated in that area, guys. But there was, again, cell phone videos of people kind of running around in towns and things like that. It shook them, it woke them up, and it crossed the line. You've got about 3 nations there that felt this quake. It said the quake was at a depth of 160 miles. Most of them are about 70 kilometers or more. It's a deep fault, and that would be the middle part of the eastern side of the Ring of Fire when you get down in that area. Again, if these quakes had been closer to the surface, guys, shallower, then you would have seen a lot more damage. The quake hit at 8:50 GMT, about 27 kilometers northeast of the town of Anzagaro near the border with Bolivia. Last week, a quake, which we talked about and we warned about, measured 7.5 with its epicenter in neighboring Ecuador, rattled the coast of the Amazon region of northern Peru. It left 9 people injured and caused damage in Ecuador, but Peru was unscathed. Now, guys, this is early reports coming in. So far, no damage reported, no one hurt. That's a good thing. It could change slightly as more reports come in through the day. We'll keep an eye on it. And if you look at the USGS map, you can see here the listed 7.0, and it came in at 8:40 or 8:50:41 Universal Time. I think again around 4 p.m. Central, and it's right on the border of Peru, Bolivia, in this area right there, guys. So there was a lot of people felt the quake. It was just deep enough to where there were no impact. And of course, you know I'm going to point out what happened. This is solar wind speed. Also has the temperature, and they correlate. The solar wind goes up, the speed goes up, the heat goes up, the temperature. And we've been seeing this, notice, coming out of the 27th. And if you look at our website at BP Headline News, guys, I've had it at the top charted for the last couple of days that we were going into this solar wind stream. But here, starting on the 27th, it started to rise. And then coming into the day, we started seeing peaks of around 604 kilometers per second. And when you have that, again, you have stress on our plates. 604 kilometers per second is 1.351 million miles per hour if you do the math here. Here at BP Headline News, just scroll down, you've got the top video. That's the last one on 5G, 4G, cell phone danger. And we're talking about the EMF 380 meter here, guys. And we got it on sale, $109. This compares to $900 meters. But scroll down past the top 2 videos. If you haven't been here this week, you've seen that you wouldn't have known we've added this section. And it's a direct link to spaceweather.com. And what we're putting in this part is kind of what is pertinent to what we're watching there. But Space Weather has a tremendous amount of other information. But if you look here, one thing that's important, the group out of that's part of Space Weather have been launching balloons out of California right here. And this goes back to 2015. And you've had an 18% rise in stratospheric radiation. What would that tell you? As our shields get weak, more radiation penetrates. Think about an 18% increase in 3 years, what that could mean over this the remainder of the solar minimum until we reach back into the next phase of solar cycle 25 or the peak of it. But that's a lot, and that explains why you get that sunburn earlier, quicker, more crop damage, things like that. And guys, of course, we've got our news articles listed on the right side. Below that are our comment sections. And there's a lot of things that happen very quickly. Weather changes, earthquake changes, and within seconds, normally that information is here. It doesn't take an hour or so to do a video and get it up and uploaded. And we got a lot of people here, guys, that come over and contribute to the information here, linking in news articles, things like that. So I think there's a lot to offer here. If you scroll back up, you got the links to the right, our Twitter, Patreon, Vimeo, Facebook, YouTube links are here, guys. Also, the longest sponsor and the first sponsor that this channel has ever had, now going on 5 or 6 years, has been my Patriot Supply. They have provided hundreds of you guys with backup in case something hits the fan, whether it's a natural disaster or whatever. This will keep you or your family out of a FEMA line as the smoke clears. If you're not prepared, you could be in trouble very quickly. What do they say? Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. There's a lot in those few words. But they're running specials. Let's just go there for one moment. I know I'm doing a little bit of advertising, but this is what helps us keep coming to you. That will bring you to this page. This was set up by my Patriot Supply. Notice at the top, free shipping and orders over $99. This particular sale will go off in 23 hours, 1 minute, 46 seconds. That's how they've set this up. But if you look below there, you've got both a 2-week food supply that we're looking at and the 4-week supply on sale. You've got $75 for this one, normally $137 for the 2-week supply, 4-week normally $247. It's $100 off. That's a good sale anytime you look at it when you're about 45% or so. You can come here and look at the ingredients, what they've got. You've got breakfast, lunch, dinner, drinks, and snacks. 8 food varieties in the 2-week supply, 15 food varieties in the 4-week supply here. Again, you're in the meals are sealed in resealable military grade Mylar pouches. You've got a 4-gallon tote with this system. You got a 10-gallon tote with this 4-week supply. They ship normally in 1 business day. It doesn't come with a big survival food label. It's shipped discreetly in case you want to keep what you're doing on the down low. So maybe you won't have that zombie apocalypse of a lot of hungry folks that did not prepare. But guys, that is what keeps us going. We appreciate it so much. You don't know how much it means, especially during this takedown of conservatives. We appreciate it. It's a heads up. Be safe.